I've never seen anyone that is passionate as Bukola when it comes to youth development, when it comes to digital inclusion. Because I followed her works for a while, even before Coach Lee and everything, and I'm always amazed as how passionate she is, especially with youth empowerment. And she's the founder of Updrive, a career development hub helping young people access real opportunities. Ideally, this kind of event is paid for because she's a master at it, and she gets paid, to speak to young people all over the world. But we actually put this together because obviously we want more people to get more real and better opportunities. So she currently serves as the Lagos State Youth Ambassador and Global Ambassador for Peace at the International Forum for Peace and Diplomacy. Over 7 years, she has empowered over 10,000 young people across Lagos and beyond, earning fellowships with the US Consulate and the Management Institute of Finland. She's a proud daughter of Badagry. Bukola brings lived experience, global exposure, and grassroots impact on every stage she steps on. Obviously, I'm reading from her bio, but you can tell that with all of this super packed English, Bukola is a powerhouse. I've said it before, she is a powerhouse. One video from her and everywhere is just electric because whatever she shares, whatever insight, whatever strategy, you just know that it works because she's a living example. And today we brought her on stage, I mean, digital stage, of course, to tell us how she got there, what and what opportunities you can actually access, no matter who you are, where you are from, and it's not about the size of your pocket. What matters here is just how willing you are willing to go for what you want and how much you believe in. So, without further ado, um, help me welcome Ambassador Bukola on stage. Right, I want you to use your react, use the clap, just clap for her on the digital stage. Let her come on board. We have 71 people on call. Interesting. Over 700 people registered, and we have just 10% of the score. Interesting. So, guys, just help me react with the clap button, ovation, confetti, whatever it is that gets you, so you can welcome her, and turn off your microphones and camera, please and please. You are not the speaker, turn it off. Bakare, your camera is on. Bakare Latifa, your camera is on. Munafa Success, your camera is on. Please turn it off. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. This is not the time for question. There's going to be time for questions, please. Thank you. Bukola, please, can you like unmute your mic and let us know if you're there?
Yes, I am. Can you
All
please
right, all
confirm
right,
that?
all right. Yes, yes, I can hear you. So, thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, I'll just leave the stage for you right now, so you can take over and do your thing. Thank you for joining us. Can turn on your camera so people can see your beautiful face. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll be muting my mic now too. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Titi Lyra. It has been really nice discussing with you and putting this together. Good evening, everyone. Trust we are all doing good. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the Coach Lee team for this opportunity and for actually putting this together. I know that there are a lot of people that would benefit from this particular paid course. And it's incredibly nice to also see a lot of people try to weigh into it. Yeah, I will try to get into the energy while I talk about it because I'm actually a very passionate speaker, but at the moment I'm currently very exhausted. That's the reason why my voice is like this. But I know when I get into it, I will become more excited to. There's going to be more passion in my voice, basically. So I'm trying to share my screen now so that we can get started. Okay, so I mean, this conversation that we want to have is literally one of the conversations that a lot of people ask me about, like in my DMs, actively in my DMs, asking questions about it. But the truth is that I cannot answer a lot of people, especially the fact that most of the time it's usually through consultation that people would like to ask, people can access this brain. I don't usually do DMs again. I'm saying this out loud now so that because there are a lot of people, I'm very sure there are a lot of people here that I've probably tried to comment. So this is very good that you are here and you probably be able to, learn a good number of the things that you want to learn. At the same time, probably ask questions that you would like to ask. So let us get started because we have very little time and we have a lot of things to unpack. So today we are going to be discussing the global opportunities, everything global opportunities and how to access them. But before I start at all, I think my experience with consultation when it comes to global opportunities has actually evolved. With now, I know that the first thing that I like to tell young people whenever I want to talk about global opportunities is that it's two things. Today, a lot of the time, people want to ask about the strategy. People want to know about the strategy, but there's actually the philosophy of things too. There is a particular way that you need to think, that you need your mind to think before you can get all of these things. There's just a particular mind shift, and if you have not positioned your mind to actually, um, be in that particular way, it might be incredibly hard, and that is continuously asking yourself, do I want this enough, right? I think that's where I'm going to start, and that is that these global opportunities, I see a lot of young people accessing it. I'm in your shoes now, so you see a lot of people accessing it. You see Bukola, you see other people in Nigerian space or in the global space, accessing these things, traveling abroad, and you want to be like them. However, you want to ask the question, and the question is, do I want this enough? Do I have enough affinity to go for this? Let me give you an instance. I'm very sure a lot of us, every one of us here, we know about this particular global opportunities you can apply for in a particular month, the post that I post. The comment under that post is usually one of the saddest comments. Like, I find it really annoying, and I even intend to stop posting it. Like, next month, next 2 months, I'm going to stop because I need a balance also in the ecosystem of my page, basically. And that is because the comments would say something like, please link in my DM. If you are here, let me give you a punchline before we even start, right? Something like, please send the link in my DM. Please confirm that you can hear me. My network is saying poor network.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so people would go like, please send the link in my DM. And firstly, the for people that are saying something like that, you're not going to make it. That's actually the truth. Like, this is like the blunt truth for you. You're not going to make it. Let me give you the process of which I actually put that together. It takes a lot of rigorous process to actually do research on opportunities and actually make that video. Accessing opportunities like that, like seeing a random post about global opportunities that you can apply to and bookmarking it, that is literally the easiest phase of applying to opportunities you can ever like get to. Applying for opportunities or going for your dream is incredibly hard, right? If you cannot take up the agency that, oh my God, this person has taken the time to actually do this for me, and it is now my responsibility to do research on each and every of the things that she lists, even though I can't access the link, then I can go to Chrome and actually go search for it and then I'll get it. But you still want it to be given to you in a platter of gold, like sending it to your DM, you are not going to make it, right? That is like the first thing. If you have zero agency and zero resilience and ability to do a lot of work, then global opportunity is not for you. Last year, I applied to over 300 global opportunities. And when I talk about global opportunities, I'm not talking about, these professional ones alone. I'm talking about access to funding, writing to brands. About 70% of it was writing to brands. Do you know the rigorous process it took myself and my team to sit on the laptop and continuously send emails and pitching to brands, over 200 brands? It's crazy. And then a couple of them came, and then I would come online and say, I got a funding of about £15,000 or dollars rather. And people will say something like, I want to be like you. It takes a lot of work. By the way, everything right now is psychology. I'm trying to set your mind in the right place to tell you that it is one thing to wish, it is one thing to be here. if you cannot put in the work, is it just Ruth that is not here? Can anyone else hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I
Okay,
don't know. Maybe it's our
thank you.
network, but I believe
I
we
think
can
I
hear
need to
you.
close the comment section so it does not distract me. Right. That is basically the psychology. I don't want to waste time on any of this, but please make sure you know that I want you to set your mind right and know that global opportunity not a is not a baby play, basically, or going for your dreams in general. It's not just global opportunities, it's just going for your dreams. So let us start with breaking the myth about global access. When people talk about global access, or when you see people on your status or social media, when you see it, it's usually like, oh, maybe these people got connections, or maybe because these people have money, or these people are just for abroad people, or because they went to a certain school. But the truth is that you can actually take my life as an example. Like, I grew up in an underrepresented community in Badagry, and it was like growing up there. There's like nothing, like everything. There was nothing global about me, right? There really was nothing global about me. So this is your first reality check, that many global programs are actively looking for diversity, geographically, culturally, intellectually. They don't want everyone from the same background, and you can absolutely be part of any global opportunity. No global opportunity is beyond you or is above you, right? So I want you to audit your assumptions. Write down 3 reasons you think global opportunities might not be for you, right? I want you to audit it, because the truth is that it might not genuinely be for you. Maybe because you have not positioned yourself well, maybe because you have not done something well. So this is one of the things I want you to do right now. If you have a book, right, I'm hoping that you have a book, right? And that is that I want you to write out what are the reasons why I think that all of these opportunities are not for me, right? And then look at the kind of opportunity you want to go for. Is it job opportunity? Is it fellowships? Is it study abroad? What kind of opportunity are you currently looking for? And if you have the assumption that these opportunities are currently not for me, write out all of the assumptions. Then the next question is, do I know someone who proved this wrong? Right? Look at your conundrum, the conundrum of people that you know, and that is the reason why you need more exposure. Like, and ask the question, do I know anyone either far away that I've seen on social media that has told their story and said, this person, regardless, for example, maybe um one of your stories, I'm underrepresented, I'm poor, right? Right? Or I'm confused. And then you can look at Bukola and look at one of the stories of Bukola when she said she was also confused before, but she has proved that particular assumption right. And then the number 3 is, what evidence do I actually have? In 2 ways. What evidence do you have to back the fact that you are not right, or you are right, that you will not be able to get it? Or what evidence do you have that is enough, that is similar to the person that actually proved it right? That is a way to audit your assumptions about global opportunity, because that will genuinely set your mind in the right space to get started. So now let us quickly do a little bit of again, everything right now is not strategies. We're just preparing ourselves. There's a lot of things to unbox from this masterclass. The first is building confidence and global readiness. Now that we have probably ascertained that, I think that global opportunity is also for someone like me. I'm not below it. I think I also deserve it, or I can go for it, right? The first thing you want to do is, let's try to build global readiness, because it's one thing to, to put your mind in, like, in the right places. Then it's another thing to actually be ready and be prepared for it. The first one is, I don't know if I should talk about this now, but I'm going to just go along with the document. Document your journey. Now, the first way to actually be globally ready is documenting your journey. And there are various ways to actually document your journey. There are so many of us right now, we do not have CVs. Like, Some of us do not even know the difference between CVs and resume. And it's actually funny. That's probably one of your first tasks. And that is that you need to know where you need a resume, and then you need to know where you need a CV. Let me quickly give you a breakdown so you don't get confused. Um, to our CV is basically the is more elaborate than resume. And CV is usually used for educational purpose, academic purposes, research purposes, fellowship purposes, except from job most of the time. The only reason why people use resume, or the only thing, the main thing that resume is used for, is for jobs. So if you are looking for jobs, the best thing to have is resume, and your resume should not be more than two pages, should not be more than 2 pages, right? And the CV can actually be 3 pages, 4 pages. 5 is already too much, but I mean, it's CV. CV is a conundrum like of everything you've done, but in alignment with the particular opportunity that you want to apply for, right? So that is one document. Then your essays, your interviews, the work that you've done before. For people in the social development space that you want to apply for opportunities, for example, like you want to go for let's say One Young World or United Nations General Assembly and things like that. They will ask you questions of the things that you've done before. So for a better understanding, it can also be called portfolio. That is your work portfolio. And that is the importance of documenting your journey even online. You need to actually position yourself online and build publicly. If you are still a young person and you're not doing enough with your social media, you are the world is getting ahead of you, basically, because all of these people, they actually review your social media. They will ask you for links. In fact, it has even become more rampant. All of the opportunities I've applied for this year, all of them ask for your social media link. They want to see that your work is in where your mouth is, right? All the things that you said, they want to see that. I mean, if you have social media, they want to believe that you're actively building and you're building visibility. So it is important that you document your journey, and then you also document it online. Then start speaking about your work publicly. I mean, that is even it. So speak about your work, the things that you're currently doing. If you're a project manager and you want to get an opportunity as a global opportunity as a project manager, have you started writing on LinkedIn? Are you writing essays and putting out things, perspective in project management to people on what's it called, on LinkedIn or on social media or any social media at all? Um,
I don't understand.
Whoever that person
Ah,
is, please mute
so
yourself.
you're listening.
I was like, I don't know that I had.
Queen, please. Queen.
I'm so sorry. I've removed anybody that can just adhere to muting their mic and camera. I'm removing them. You cannot be joining this kind of call and we'll be begging you to mute your camera. I'm so sorry, Bukola. Please go on. Hello, Bukola. Can you hear me? Please go on. Hello. 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 Hi, Bukola. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please go on. Um, guys, mute your mic and your camera. If I see anybody's camera on, I'm removing that
By
person. I'm not giving
unmuting our
anybody
mic, by
warning.
muting our mics, please. Do
Mm-hmm.
not for any reasons, even by mistake, unmute your mic. It's a professional thing. You can't say you want to apply for global opportunities and then there are going to be global meetings and then you mistakenly unmuting your mic and then people are hearing your personal conversations. That's not nice and it's not professional. Let's do better. Thank you. Um, so back to what I was saying. So I'm going to rush through this and then practice articulation for pitching. Basically, these are um psychologists behind, let me quickly run you through all the psychologists. Then think beyond geography. This part is very important, and that is that you need to actually think beyond what you're currently doing, right? One mindset shift that changes everything is stop seeing yourself as limited to your immediate environment. It is very important. And then let's quickly run through positioning yourself intentionally from day one. How do you position yourself from day one? We have three layers. Number one is, what do I care about? So for young people that just want to start, the truth is that a lot of us are actually starters, right? We are starters. We probably have not done a lot of things in global opportunities before, and you want to start. The first thing is, you need to pick what you want to start with. Is it tech? There are lots of people that come into my DM and say, I want to be this, but have you actually done the work to be that? Like, you cannot jump from not doing any work at all to actually accessing any opportunities. You need to start from, do you have a skill? Are you already doing it locally? Are you already doing it within your vicinity? So that is where it starts. So what do I care about? You need to pick a particular brand for yourself. You need to create a theme for yourself. Is it youth employment? Is it digital education? Is it in tech? Are you a project manager? It does not even have to be in social development. Whatever it is you are you an engineer? But are you already practicing it? You are not waiting for one opportunity to come knock at your door. You are already creating opportunities for yourself and for the people around you. They need to actually know that you have global thinking. So to the next, the number two is, what proof do you have? This part is very important, and that's the reason why you need to have already started working. A lot of people would say, Bukola, I want to apply for this, but I don't know where to start. And because I've not done anything. You cannot not do anything and then want to apply for opportunities. So if you are here, you need to know that your first rule or first thing to do is not to apply for opportunities. It is to do the work first. Let me give you an instance. I've been in the social development space for more than 10 years now. I started social development as a young age of 15, right? And my first travel abroad was in 2024. I've been in social development since 2015. Is that not crazy? Right? I've been in social development since 2015. I mean, I understand that I started young and a lot of things did not come to me early, but I've been there. I've been doing the work. I've been consistent at it. And yeah, your story might be like mine, where you have to take that long to actually travel abroad. It can be 2 years of work, 1 year of work, or 1 year of work, 6 months of work. But you need to do work. You need to start locally. If it is you're in engineering, do you have a job at engineering, a local job at engineering? If you want to access an health opportunity, have you started here? Do you have internship? If you are in social development, do you have organization? You don't even need to have organizations, but what projects have you done? What local affiliation do you have? What are the projects you've done? Because the second layer is the proof, and this is like one of the most important, right? And that is, they need to see the project you've done, the volunteer works you've done, the research papers or the research work, your internships, the content you've created, any proof at all that you actually have been doing work. Then the third layer, how visible is this proof? Oh my God, this is most important too, or second most important actually. And that is, how visible is the proof? Can they see it? Is it on your do you have it on your portfolio? Is it documented? Do you have a personal website? By the way, you don't have to have all these things all at once. You can just design a Canva portfolio, right? And let me show you one of my Canva portfolio. Impact report. I'm going to show you guys later, but let me open it down. Yeah, let me just open it down. Right. So all of these things are very, very important time. So we have discussed the three ways in which you can position yourself, but you need to start positioning yourself. Don't forget, I'm taking it bit by bit. You want to start immediately into global opportunities, but I want you to know that there are some things you need to do before accessing it. But if you are someone that you've already ticked all of these boxes, you've done the layer one, you've done layer two, you've done layer three. Okay, let us move on. Now, let us talk about everything you need to know about global opportunities. For people that are just getting started and they don't know a lot of things, right? Let's start with types of global opportunities because a lot of people do not know the difference between it. Let's start with scholarships. Scholarships are education focused undergraduate, masters, PhD, short courses or professional certifications, or programs that people, that organizations or bodies or government bodies sponsor young people to join. For example, we have Chevening scholarships, we have Fulbright scholarship, we have Erasmus Mundus, we have Alan Ferguson, we have Great, we have Commonwealth, we have Commonwealth, um, Queen Commonwealth. We have a lot of them, right? Um, we have Mastercard scholarship. So those are scholarships you want to travel abroad and then you want to go for those opportunities. That is it. And usually, fully funded doesn't always mean luxury. It usually just covers essential. And merit isn't just great. If they look at your leadership, your impact, your the clarity of your goals, and the alignment your goal have with them. Then fellowships, this is like one of my all-time favorite, where this one focus on leadership, impact, innovation, or professional growth rather than formal academics degrees. They are kind of alike. However, this one is a fellowship because why they do a lot of training, they do a lot of, as they do training, they also do a lot of impact work. Most of the time it comes with funding and then it comes with travel abroad. Most of the time, not all of the time, right? These ones come with travel abroad. Sometimes when you're done, they will say after your tenure, um you go for traveling. Example of it is my ambassadorship. You can categorize it under fellowship because it came with leadership. We went for leadership academy. We went to leadership academy, Bile Youth Academy, and we did impact. They give you funding to actually put out impact projects, and then after that, the team leads go travel out selected country. Right, in my 10 went to Canada. Programs like Obama Foundation Scholars Program, One Word, Lagos State Youth Ambassador, Latif Jakonde, those are the local ones for Nigeria. Latif Jakonde, there's also Carrington, which I'm also Carrington Fellowship of the United States Consulate. There are a lot of, you can just do research. So if you are a young person, I would highly recommend this. And you should also start locally. You should look at Carrington, you should look at Lagos State Youth Ambassador, you should look at Latif Jakonde. There are a lot of them that are in Nigeria at the moment that are equally elevate Africa, elevate Africa fellowships. There are a lot of them even in Nigeria. So you want to start local, and it's also easier for you to access local, fellowships than the global. And then the local ones can even make you global. That's like the beautiful thing of it, right? The local one here is the one that actually took me to Canada. So it's just like a very beautiful and a perfect way to start. Exchange programs. This is one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to getting very soon, and I'm looking at going to Asian country, especially South Korea or China. And exchange program is usually shorter, probably like 5 days, 5 days trip, and this one is usually trip, always a trip, a global trip. So it's usually a cultural exchange. For example, the government of South Korea and Nigeria actually has a particular partnership on this where they exchange people. So that's why it's called exchange program, where the government of Korea would say, "I bring or let's put together a particular platform where we can call for 10 Nigerians to come to our country." And then South Korea is going to fund it to make Nigerian come, and then Nigeria is also going to fund South Koreans to actually come to Nigeria just for cultural exchange and put together projects, programs for the people. They go to tour, they tour their schools, they tour their culture, they know about it, and then the Nigerians represent Nigeria at those events. So those are called exchange programs, and these ones too are actively online. And one way that I know that this actually work is through the embassies, right? This is one of the daring things that I'm doing now, and that is that reaching out to embassies of Germany, embassies of Japan, and saying, "Hey, this is me, Bukola, whatever, can we work together?" And it's going to, don't worry, I'm going to share a story of how crazy things like reaching out to people you did not even imagine would respond to you has actually helped me. this year, in fact. Now, the third is conferences and summit. So this one is usually, let's say, global summit. For example, the One Young World Summit, the 2026 one is going to happen in South Africa. There is Youth Assembly. This one is happening in Switzerland, I think. United Nations General Assembly. This one is happening in New York, right? And you can literally apply for partnerships, funding, so semi-funding or semi-sponsorship, full, I think it's called fully funded and partially funded, right? I believe you guys understand what I mean. And then the last is grants and competitions. These ones come with money. Sometimes it also comes with trips too. For example, the United Nations SDG Award. I have a partnership with them at the moment. I'm going to be making a video on it for people to join. That is already in social development and you have like tangible work. That they would fund you, I think, £10,000, and then you would go to Rome. That's UN SDG Champion Award, by the way. But there are more. Example is pollination. Basically, these are just grants that you can apply for, either as a social entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, a social impact, and I think we already understand what all of these things mean. Now, I'm trying to be fast. This is a Hey guys, please, can you hear me? Yeah, I just came back to check if everything is good. Okay, we are good. Sorry, it's a lot of conversations to have. Usually, the paid ones are usually like 3 days because I know that I can't unpack everything in one. I'm just really trying to rush and do all of the things, give out all of the information that I have, and making sure I do not leave one stone unturned. So we are in everything you need to know about global opportunities. So let us talk about, okay, the next one is also remote global initiatives and leadership programs, but I think you guys already have the answer of it, right? Let's talk about understanding eligibility, fundings, and expectation. Again, this is basically a beginner class, right? This is basically a beginner class. So I am making sure that I do not, it's not a master class, it's a beginner class. So that's why I'm breaking everything down. Eligibility. By eligibility varies, right? It varies. So you need to pick yours, but usually the eligibilities that they ask. Number one is academic background. Sometimes for a lot of global opportunities, they probably do not. They just ask for your leadership roles and all of that. Your age range, this one is one of the things that actually show people out, because I'm 18 to 20, 18 to this and all of that. So yeah, age range, professional experience, leadership experience, impact report. This is under which this is. Then geographic focus. This is like one of the saddest parts too. Yesterday, I was trying to apply for an opportunity. So supposed to be Nigerian, Pakistan that can apply to it. And then I realized that the Nigerian version of it is already closed. Like people were already, I applied for it late. Pakistan that was remaining. I also paid, right? So geography focus, which means that you can even, an opportunity be for Africans, but not for Nigerians, not for West Africans. It can be for Africa, South Africa, Central Africa. So you also need to know your geography and know that it is in alignment with what they want. Language proficiency, right? They also want to, for example, if they want you to be francophone, but I mean, a lot of people are open to anglophone. We are English, so we are good. So, how global selection processes usually work. Let me run you through how they actually select opportunities, right? As someone that has also reviewed applications a couple of times, I've even retired reviewing global opportunities applications, but I have a little bit of expertise in this because I've actually reviewed applications before. So what do they look at? Most reputable programs follow similar stages. The first one is written application, where they will ask you to write essays. Sometimes, for us, there's this particular in Nigeria where we say, all those essays where I write for primary school, how has it helped me? Mathematics where I learn, I never do them again after I leave. You see, that essay, this is where it becomes handy. This is where you need it. If you are terrible at writing essay, oh my God, you're in trouble. Because that is even the first stage. Like, you cannot even get any other shot. It's a crazy one. So you have to be good at writing essays, the written application where they ask questions on, what is why introduce who you are, or what who are you, or whatever like that, and then your impact story, your questions, and you need to be able to tell stories. I'm going to give structure on these too, by the way. This is where we talk about strategies. Then the number two is shortlisting.
Um, Bukola, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, guys. So I'm just trying to see if it is only me that can't hear Bukola
I
anymore.
think it's a network, TT. Let's just hold on for a minute for her
Can
to.
you guys hear Bukola? Okay, our network is bad. Okay. Godwin, can you hear Bukola?
No,
I
I
cannot
was
hear
saying
her.
her network is bad, so let's just hold on for her to join back. Let's just hold on a
Okay,
minute.
okay. So I'm also trying to engage those who are um putting in the chat that they can't hear. Um, Couple of things you can do is for you to reload the link. Number one. Number two is you can also make sure that you have given permission to Coach Lee to access your microphone, right? And you can also log out and rejoin. So it's most likely network issue in this call, and just a fraction of people are complaining that they can't hear, probably five or not more than 10 people. So that means that it's not something that is rampant to everybody. I could hear her before she went offline, probably a network or something. So let's wait for her and try to um just join. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Bukola will be back in a bit. She's probably trying to join again because of her network, right? So I hope we are all enjoying the session so far. Please prepare your notes. If you have any notes, prepare your notes. And I see people raising their hands. Please, this is not the time for question. Don't raise your hands. We have not asked you to raise your hands. If it is time for Q&A, we'll ask you to put the questions um in the chat, right? So that we can take all your questions, right? So please don't raise your hand. It distracts every other person. If you turn on your camera, if you turn on your mic, it distracts every other person because you are not the speaker. Even I, as the co-host, I turn off my camera, I turn off my mic just so the speaker can have the floor easily. So please, let's just add there. It's really simple, so we don't just waste our time here. Um, so another thing I wanted to mention, I'm just putting this in just to fill in capacity before Bukola rejoins, right? If you are a Coachly user and you're having issues with your account, it is highly embarrassing to come here on an event like this that doesn't have anything to do with support or providing support or anything, and you are coming to put in the chat box that something happened to your account. It is, I don't want to use the word stupid, but it is highly unprofessional and embarrassing. This is an event, for God's sakes. If you have any issue with your account, reach out to the support team via email. I announced earlier today, that the live chat is live back. And the reason we have to reactivate our live chat is so we can provide adequate support to our users, right? So please, if you're having issues with your account, this is not the time or place to come and tell us that you have issues with your account, or that you sent an email and we have not been able to respond. If I see any message like that, I'm going to remove you from the call. And if it is time for Q&A and you put something like that in as a question or in the chat, I'm going to remove you for the call from the call. Sorry. So it is highly unprofessional. It is embarrassing, because ideally you are supposed to like understand that this is not the place nor time for um such requests. What we are here about is teaching you how to access global opportunities, and that's what we are here for. It's not about your account. It is highly unprofessional and embarrassing. So I just want to chip that in. If I see anybody doing that again, I'm going to remove that person from the call, and best believe I'll remove you from the group too. So please, let's all be conscious of how we behave on calls like this. Thank you. I don't know if Bukola is already on the call. Bukola, are you back? Can you unmute your mic and let me know if you're back? Because I'm really just feeling incapacity for you. Um, Godwin, is Bukola back? Is she on the call?
No, she's not. She's not at the moment. I'm sure she's trying to join back. So guys, please let's just be patient.
Let's be patient.
She's
Let's just give about 1 or 2 minutes more, please.
gonna join back.
I'm very sure we were enjoying the class. I mean, she's a powerhouse, like I said, and she was already firing. Somebody that said she was not in the mood at the beginning of the call. She was already firing. So obviously we are in Nigeria, and Nigerian network can disgrace you. So sorry about that. By the way, guys, I don't know if you're using Coachly yet, right? So this is me just doing my job as a sales and marketing manager. Biko, use Coachly for your offerings, sell your offerings. On Coachly, you can sell your digital products. On Coachly, you can sell your services. If you're a designer, um, freelancer, a writer, whatever capacity you're feeling in, please use Coachly for your products, for your services. Use it for your one-on-one calls. Use it for your events. Look at an event like this. We have over 100 people on this call. By the way, we got over 700 people signed up for this, right? And now I even understand why Bukola said she doesn't do free classes, because imagine 700 people, over 700 people. Yes, we are recording the call, and we'll be able to put that up on our YouTube channel. However, I will advise you to stay till the end of this class. If you log off in the name of you'll be getting a recorded version, to be honest, you might be on a long thing. Anyway, so as I was saying, look at this event. Over 100 people, seamless call, no issue, aside from individual networks, obviously. But our YouTube channel is used Coachly, but it has been going smoothly, and this is why I think I understand Bukola when she says no, I don't do free classes, right? By the way, you people don't know, Coachly actually paid for this class for you so that you can have this information for free. So it's not like Bukola did it for free. Yes, she subsidized her rate, obviously, but Coachly did it for you because we love you and we want to impact our community. I don't know if it's Bukola trying to call me. Um, for you and your clients, use Coachly. So it's not just one-off call. You can
Hey guys, Godwin here. So we're trying to get. We're very sorry for the slight issue we have. Yeah, with Bukola. We're trying to get him.
I Godwin. So Bukola just called me. She was the one that called while I was speaking. So I'm sorry. She said her network is really, really bad. I should apologize to everyone, and she'll try to join as much as possible. So while I think Godwin has already picked up where I dropped off. So there's no point trying to repeat myself. So Godwin, I beg, fire on. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to explain to everyone that Bukola is trying to join, but that she's having a bit of challenge with her network. So I know it seems like your time is being wasted, but trust me, you'll get value for your time. So let's just hold on. In a minute or two, she will be here. And since there is nothing to do, since she's supposed to be speaking now, I think it's like Titi was doing already. This would be a good time to plug in Coach Lee. There's 131 of us right here on this call. The audience demographics here is split between like four different groups: people that are students, people that are creators, people that are freelancers, and people that are either coaches, consultants, and the like, right? And whatever category you fall into, Coachly is a platform we built to serve you, right? So with Coachly, you can. Titi already talked about the live class. So for example, a class like this, the only challenge we've had so far is network, but that's not our problem. That's a Nigerian problem, not our platform, right? So a class like this, you can host a class like this, whether you're a wellness coach, a finance coach, consultant, trainer, whatever it is. You can even hold your online classes. Let's say you're a tutor, you're a teacher, you can hold it here on Coachly, and this call can take up to 1,000 people. Currently, we are 100, and people are beginning to leave the call. Guys, just be patient. Anyway, this call can take up to 1,000 people, and you can have up to 10 co-hosts. Meaning, the same way MTT is a host of the call, I'm a co-host. Bukola is also a co-host. You can have up to 10 co-hosts on a single call like this. Now, apart from group calls, we also have. Maybe I should turn on my video temporarily while waiting for Bukola to join back. So you guys can see the face of the person talking, and I can yeah, and I think I can just hold on till she's here. So yeah, I was saying, I mentioned, what did I mention now? I just talked about live sessions. Yeah, apart from a live call like this that can take up to 1,000 people, you can also using Coachly, you can also have one-on-one calls, right? So if you're, say for example, you're a designer or you're a freelancer and you want to have let's say an onboarding call with your client, you can do that right here on Coachly, whether it's a clarity call, consultation call, whatever kind of call it is, you can do it on Coachly. Of course, you can sell digital products, ebooks, videos. There are people that have events like this. After the event, obviously this is being recorded, it will download automatically to their laptops. Then they will re-upload it on Coachly as a webinar recording, and they will sell it. So you can have a class like this, you can upsell it, and Coachly currently receives payment. You can receive payment on Coachly in about 30 countries as of today, right? So you can receive payment anywhere in the world. And the best part about all I've said so far is that Coachly is free to use. You're not paying a subscription fee or a monthly fee or a payment. There's no hidden charges. Imagine being a freelancer and not having to wrestle with all the different platforms you use to put out your projects, because you can list it very easily on Coachly. You can list it as a service on Coachly. Your client, wherever they are in the world, gets your service. And we have a feature where they can track the delivery of the project. Let's say you, for example, design ebooks, or you do brand design or whatever. We have a feature, a services feature that can track delivery timeline and all of that, so that by the time you deliver the service, yeah, you can receive payment, and you don't need to have a virtual dollar card. We all know how it can be. If you've ever worked as a freelancer before, you know the hassle in. Is there a recording feature? Yes, there is a recording feature. This is currently being recorded, right? Even for your one-on-one calls, there is also a recording feature. I think Bukola is back. Someone just said she is back. So let me just, oh yes, she is back. Awesome. So let me just wrap up what I was saying. So yeah, you can do all of that and so much more on Coachly. Let me stop talking so that Bukola can take over. Bukola, please, over to you.
Hi, Bukola. Can you hear us? Are you good now? Um, Godwin, I'm not sure she's good. I think she's still trying to be stable.
You
Um,
know what? Maybe she can. Okay, I think
Can
she's.
you guys hear me?
Yep,
yeah, we can hear you,
back.
Bukola. We can hear you. Over to you.
You
We
see,
can hear you.
MTN network is crazy, bro. After
Sorry,
my life.
that's why I mentioned it that we are in the trenches. I dare not on my camera because I know that it will scatter the whole thing. So I understand
Crazy.
MTN is really terrible. So guys, we apologize and we are apologizing on behalf of Bukola. She does not need to apologize again. So let her just fire on her bed. So Bukola, you were
Thank
at
you.
writing application. Yeah, application, writing application. That's where you were before. Um, yeah, exactly. Then a shortlisting. You wanted to talk about shortlisting, so I'm going to mute
My
my mic
God,
now.
I had already moved past it. Like I was already done with this slide. Already done with this slide. It's crazy. I'm just going to be here so that I would know whenever I'm disconnected, I'll have to be speaking. So I'm just going to make this as short as possible. Written application, you would have to write an application. You need to know how to write essays. This is the first window for opportunity. Shortlisting, right? After you have written your application, they are going to shortlist, right, from all of the applicants. And then for the shortlisted ones, they're going to ask for interview. And then you would do interview with them, which leads to final selection. Now, what they are really assessing, what are the things they are assessing? Number one is clarity of purpose. How clear do you see your purpose or the purpose that you have? How clear is it? And how well are you able to communicate it? The number two is evidence of initiative. They need to, all of the things that you said you've done, because during the application, they will ask you to send some links, probably the links to your CV, the links to your impact report, the things that you've done. They want to check if you actually have enough evidence or the right evidence for the opportunity. Then number three, I mean, they know that you've done things in the past. However, they want to know the potential that you have to actually do more if you have the right resources for the past. And then the number five is alignment with program goals. This is where a lot of people get it wrong because they do not usually think this part is very important. And because one of the ways you need to communicate is that you need to be able to communicate the fact that your vision or whatever it is you are is in alignment with the goal of the particular program you're sponsoring or that you want to be part of. Then funding structure, sometimes it can be fully funded, which includes traveling, tuition, living, stipend, accommodation. Sometimes it is partial funding, which they can say, okay, when you get there, we'll settle everything. But you see that your travel and visa, we are not, you would have to settle it yourself. It's contextual, right? Then stipend for you self, I mean, you sponsor yourself for it basically. So to the next, I just really had to rush this part because of time. Now to the next, I really would not go through why preparation trumps talent, right? Now I was talking about writing essays, right? In the first part, we spoke about writing essays, that is written application. Where they will ask you for essays. Let me give you an example. Now, I'm even scared to be sharing my screen up and down now because of network. So I'm just going to stick to this actually, right? I was going to give you an example of one of some of the essays that I've written. So they would probably ask questions like, I'm coming, let me just open it down. Let me open it down. So I have a document called 2026 application. I usually would have it every year. So there, uh, yeah, I've seen one. So don't forget that the first thing they would ask is to write an essay. Now, before anyone else understands your value, you need to understand it first. So for you to actually write a very good essay, these are the things that I recommend that you know. Number one is who you are. Who you are, right? You need to ask yourself who you are, because they would actually ask you the question to actually write about you. So if you don't know who you are, it's going to be incredibly hard for you to actually write about it. What do I care about? Or what are the things that what problems am I currently solving? Why does my work matter? The things that I'm currently doing, why does it matter? Where am I going? That is your future. What are your future ambitions? What are the things that you want to do? This isn't about crafting a fake personal brand. It's about giving clarity for yourself, and you need to know how to own your story. A good number of the time, one of the reasons why probably a lot of us are not getting opportunities, because we don't know how to own our story. We have really fantastic stories. We've actually experienced really beautiful things. You've done really beautiful things. However, the reason why you don't probably know how to put it in writing is because you have not owned it. You are still trying to feign humility, right? You still like, oh, I don't know how to write it. How do I? The stories happen to us every single day. The best, you see, the winners are usually the people that write the finest of stories. If you can write stories, you can that can actually write, put together your essays, you are definitely going to win. Then build CV that work, right? Building a CV that work. The first is, I'm just going to rush through this one: clarity over clutter, impact over responsibilities. One of the mistakes that a lot of people do is that they use adjectives instead of verbs a lot. They will say, introduce yourself or write about yourself, and then you start writing something like, I am a passionate, detail-oriented, work-oriented young person. No, they are not interested in your adjectives, in the things that you call yourself. They want to see it in the things that you write. For example, they ask a question of, how good are you with leadership? And then you're saying, I am good at leadership because I believe that I am passionate and I'm able to lead people. You're wrong. You're wrong. When they ask questions like, how good are you with leadership? What you should start with is, in 2026, story, right? In 2020, let me use my personal story now. One of my personal stories. In 2020, when was I in school, 2020, 2021, 2022. Let's say 2021, right? In While I was in school, you know, we had a leadership problem in our department, and then I decided I was going to take it up and help our what's it called, our course rep. This is a very old story because I can't even remember, but I know this happened actually. And then I was going to help our course rep, and because of this, I was able to do this. Let me use a very refined one. Sorry, a very refined one. Yes. How good are you with leadership? A story like, I grew up in an underrepresented community in Badagry, and this has made me to realize how important it is for young people to actually lead. And because of this, I was able to put together a team of 10. And what we did, we put together social development projects, and I was able to we later expanded to 100, and I led the team to do this, to do that, to do that. And because of that, we were able to have this particular impact. And this leadership has made me to realize that servant leadership is the best form of leadership, because it's so you are basically telling story. In those stories, they can know the kind of leaders you are, and not saying, using adjectives that I'm this, I'm the best thing after Amala, I'm the best thing after this, I think you should pick me. No, that is not how it works. You actually need to tell your story. Now, let's the example that I put here, volunteered at community health project clinic. It does not make sense. What you should write is, I supported health education for 200 plus community members through monthly outreach, improving awareness of preventive care. Do you see the difference between, oh, I just volunteered at community health and I was passionate, I was involved? No, you need to be able to describe. Your ability to be descriptive would actually set you apart. So you need to be able to describe things. And then after that, you can then give perspective. Then number three, which is very important, numbers make it real. Either you are writing your CV or you are writing an essay, numbers make it real. This is one of the mistakes that people do. For example, if you ask me now, another version of Bukola, and say, what were your responsibilities as a Lagos State Youth Ambassador? And then I said something like, I led a team and then we put together projects and then it impacted Lagos youth. It does not make any sense. What I should do is, I led a team of 10 ambassadors that impacted over 10,000. It put things in perspective. There's something about mathematics that is incredibly beautiful, or numbers. There's the quantifications of your impact, put things in perspective. It helps them to also measure you, measure your impact, and measure your capacity. So instead of saying I led a team, say I led 8 students. Instead of saying organized an event, say I raised 2,000. I organized an event of 1,000 people. Right? Instead of saying I learned web development, say something like, I built 3 websites using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There is a clear difference between it. You're still saying the same thing, but there is a better perspective to how you are saying it. I think I've mentioned documenting everything, right? These are the kind of documentation, certificates from workshop, photos from events you organized, final versions of reports. These are examples of, you can take a screenshot of this part so that you would know the kind of proof of work that I was talking about. Now, build a portfolio folder. Again, I'm scared to share my screen. MTN is good today. Let me not say otherwise. I would have shared a lot of my screens and show you the different things that I've done and my own of those things, right? So you can use Google Drive. I have in particular my report portfolio folders and all. Use Google Drive to actually put together all of my portfolios, different impact reports, right? So consider an impact report. By the way, this also goes for people that are looking for jobs. Thing that I say, I mean, I'm currently not in the work or corporate space again. I've decided that I'm no longer doing this. I stopped doing corporate since November, but there's something I boast about a lot. Like, my friends even know this, and that is, I do not find it hard to get a job. If I want to get a job right now, like in the next 1 week, I would get a job. And no, it's not even because because you're popular and all of that. No, they probably would not even know my ass before, but I can't do it because I know strategic things to do, and they are also similar to these. I have portfolio. Again, I mean, lots of things, right? I used to be a content strategist, or I am still a content strategist. I used to be in marketing, but I used to work in marketing. I'm still a content strategist. I work as partnership strategist for brands and all of that. And I have like different portfolios for job. And whenever I want to like apply, instead of just CV, I also attach my portfolio to it, right? But we are not specifically talking about jobs now, but for job people, you can also get hints from this. Now, build skills through public practice, right? This is probably for people for job, right? For example, do you want to research and analyze public data set and post findings? Let me give you an example. Last 2 weeks, I applied for Chatham House Mo Ibrahim Fellowship in the UK. And the truth is, the last time that I did research, I was working with someone, a global guy, on research, which is like medicine related. I think this was like 3 years ago, 3 years ago, right? And basically what I'm saying is that I do not have a refined research skill, but what has helped me, apart from the fact that I've worked with someone, is I actually do it as a, should I say, hobby, right? There was a point in my life where I used to read a lot of research work, and then I would discuss it with friends. God, I did not used to have, I'm no longer smart as I used to be. Yeah, right. But so it's helped me with perspective. And when they wanted to even, ask all of the questions, I knew how to actually respond to them. So you don't necessarily have to like get all the things that you need. If they're asking for writing, have you published Medium? Do you write on LinkedIn? If they're asking for code, you can share your project on GitHub. If you've shared your project on GitHub, it does not have to be grandiose. It does not have to be big before you actually, try things, right? You don't have to be prepared 100. You don't have to overthink things. You just need to start, right? Look at all of the skills that these guys would need. How can I just do it in my own little way and just start like that? You want to organize, they probably need a, do you know, I have, let me give you an instance now. When I was leading my team as a Lagos State Youth Ambassador, our director for communications and PR actually got his first job with a brand because he volunteered with me, right? I mean, he did not volunteer, he was a Lagos State Ambassador, like he was under my team. And during interview, when they asked him, what job have you done before? He just showed our page, our Lagos State, our Badagry Division Lagos State Ambassador page. Like, look at, this is the work I've done before. And they employed him immediately. So if you want to start, you can start with volunteering with community projects. It does not have to be grandiose. Just build something and build skills for yourself. I need to be sure that I am here. Okay. We are still together. My God, time has gone. Make yourself findable online. I think I've mentioned this, so I'm going to skip it, right? And that is building visibility. Network through curiosity, not transaction. I think we've skipped it. I think I'm going to skip this one too. Now, let us discuss an important thing. Track opportunities consistently. For people that want to track opportunities, right? A lot of people ask me these questions too, and that is, how do I see opportunities that I want to apply for? How do I see them? You can just write these things down or screenshot and go follow them on IG. This is actually how I actually see all of my opportunities. And Fanny, opportunity tracker, opportunities for youth, opportunities desk, scholarship region. So these are the ways in which I apply for my opportunities, or how I see them. And you can also subscribe. You can join their WhatsApp group. There are lots of WhatsApp group. And then when you are ready, opportunity becomes invitations. Here's what changes when you've done the preparation work. When someone asks if you're interested in something, you don't panic. You have CV. So one thing that I want you to do right now is I want you to sit with yourself. What is the gap between where you are right now and the opportunity you want to apply for? What are the things you need to have that you do not have? I've mentioned all of them. You need to have a CV, subtag, a resume. You need to have a portfolio, an impact report. You need to have an essay document. If you don't have anything to put in your portfolio, that means that you are still one step behind. That means that you should not start with that now, or you can even start with that, but you need to volunteer first. Go for volunteering. Go and put together your work, right? You need to actually have evidence of work. So again, write a list. Okay, I don't have evidence of work. Let me go and volunteer for 6 months. I don't have this. How can I start? I can just start with my social media and be advocating for, if it is youth development, if it is gender inclusion, right? I can start doing it online and give, knowledge sessions and all of that. I can also start like that. So know where you are at the moment and start from there. Now, this is where it gets very important. I'm going to try to do this in 20 minutes so that we can do the question and answer time. This is the most important part of this book or of these conversations. Applications are brutal. That's why I said, if you are not ready, like anyways, you get what I mean. Applications are brutal, very brutal. You can pour hours into crafting responses only to receive rejection email. I eat rejection emails morning, lunch, and breakfast. It's crazy because I've actually not gotten any rejection email. I've I've actually not gotten any rejection email this year, but I've not gotten any acceptance email too. Don't think, oh, it's because she has been, no, I've not just gotten my time yet. I'm going to be getting them soon. I'm looking forward to getting my rejection emails. They are going to come. There's no this thing. So applications are very brutal. Now it don't even shock me again. I'm not going to lie. Like even the biggest ones that I look up to, I look forward to, when I see them, like on to the next, man. Like it's very brutal. You watch people with similar profiles succeed while you wonder what you're missing. There are instances like that. Like you go online and it's like, oh my god, I also applied for this opportunity and I didn't get it, and this person got it. What do they have and they don't, and I don't have? You start you're good enough, whether anyone will ever see your potential, whether this whole process is just a lottery dressed as a meritocracy. Like, be like say that they read gammo. Like, be like say this is not for me, bro. They definitely have people. That's a lie. There's no way. But there is truth, is the truth. Applications are competitive. You see, my brothers and sisters, this is where I get very real with us. The fact that you are a Nigerian is a disadvantage. Let me tell you why. Nigerians are the most competitive and the most smartest people in the world. I'm not saying this because I'm a Nigerian. I'm saying this because I know what I have seen, guys. Let me give you an instance. If God, how do I explain this? This one is very paining me. I don't know why I'm a Nigerian because of this, because I would have gotten more opportunities if I was not a Nigerian. Yeah. And this is it. If, let's say, an opportunity comes out and 10,000 people apply, believe me sincerely, 4,000 out of it are Nigerians. Like 1,000 can come from Ghana and 200 can come from Zimbabwe, but 4,000 will come from Nigeria. And there's a quota in which they actually pick these people. They can say, in general, we are picking 10 people. And let's say, okay, because Nigerians are a lot, we'll give them 3 slots. Ghanaians they are small, we'll give them 1 slot each. Even the fact that they are giving Nigerians 3 slots, imagine 4,000 people on 3 slots. How does that make sense? Why are we so smart? Genuinely, like, why is everyone like this? It's actually very annoying. I've seen this happen a lot with Chimney. Chimney is like one of the most competitive, and I know how Chimney works. I have people on the inside, I know the reviewers, and I still have not gotten it. It's crazy. Why? Because applications are incredibly competitive. See, where your own stop now, where some people own start. Some people are insanely good. So you actually have to be insanely good. They're emotionally draining. And yes, sometimes decisions feel arbitrary rather, or unfair. But here is what is also a truth. Most people approach applications all wrong. They treat each one as a separate high-stakes gamble rather than a learnable system, right? This is what I want you to see. For example, I have all of the documents of my Chieftain essays right from 2023, right? I've been writing Chieftain since 2023, right? If you look at Bukola and say I'm traveling abroad, just know that there are actually some opportunities that they've been knocking me on my head for 3 years now. Like, I've actually been humbled more than I've been elevated in this global opportunity thing, right? One young word has been doing it for me for 4 years. I will also apply this year. They should be rejection, but we apply it this year, right? So until they remove my age bracket from from those 2 opportunities, I'll continue to apply. I don't care. So, anyways, this is it. You need to see it as a learning curve. Go back to all of your essays. For example, last year Chieftain essay was a better essay for me. My reviewer even said it. She saw my last 2 years essay and she said, Bukola, this is good. There's high chances that you will get this. I still did not get it, but it feels like I am getting closer. For her to say that my essay is getting better, that means I'm getting closer to it. So you need to see it as a learning curve. It is not just something that you do it as a repetitive. I'll get it soon. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, DL. Right. So application are a skill you build, not a game you play. A lot of people do not know that writing application is actually a skill. Like, it's actually a skill. Why do you think we are teaching it? It's because it is a skill. Just like writing, playing piano. There are actually people, I know people that it feels like them an opportunity, they're one and two. Before you know it, they've traveled. In fact, I have a friend right now, Smart Israel. I don't know if you know him. He currently texted me now that he has been on a trip, and that's the reason why he has not responded to me. Like these people, they are even more skilled. So applications writing are skill, and you actually need to do it often, a lot of times, to be able to be good at it. Like come to master classes like this, pay for courses, read a lot of research works on it and all of that, watch a lot of YouTube to be able to learn how to actually apply for them. um Let me give you, I'm coming, I need to run through. Okay, I need to be sure that the framework is here. That's it. I'm going to run this. I don't think this is this is very, very important. The most important. Okay, no. I'm back with this. Sorry, guys. Let me give you my own strategy that I use. Number one is I build a weekly search routine. That is like every week, I usually have a time that I go to search for opportunities, and then I bookmark it. And then after I bookmark it, I write it in my books and put like a timeline or a deadline that, okay, this is when I'm applying for this. And then you can also track everything properly, right? You are able to track it. You are able to. So I think, let me run you through again. So as fast as possible. I go to do my research, I bookmark all my opportunities, and then I do individual research on all of each and every of the opportunities to see if I meet the requirements, if this kind of opportunity is for me. If it is, I write it down in my book, and then I put the deadline so as to tell me when I'm supposed to apply. So I track everything properly. I also use spreadsheets, Google Sheets for this. Then I also review my tracker weekly, right? Now, let me quickly run. These are important. I think I should. Now, why write applications that actually connect? I feel like there's going to be tautology, but let me just, if I see it again, I am going to skip through it. So whether you're writing 200-word response or a 2-page essay, you are fundamentally answering 3 questions. Let me just tell you, there are 3 things that your reviewers want to read from you. 3 things. Whatever way it is that you are writing it, whatever way it is that you are writing your application, it is 3 things. Number 1, you need to convince them that you need to convince them that you are the best thing after Amala, like you are the best person to pick. So you need to ask the question, when you see an opportunity, you should ask, why should these people sorry guys, I'm trying to connect my phone. Why should these people pick me? What is my background, experience, values, skills that make me genuinely suited for this, right? Then why this? Why this specific opportunity? Why this specific organization? You don't just see opportunity and say, yeah, every other person is applying for it. I want to apply for this. So you also need to be able to convince them why you are applying for that opportunity. Number 1, don't forget why you. Number 2, why this? And then number 3 is what next. Please don't play with these 3 things. These things that I just said is like the most important part of this conversation. Like literally the most important. I can give you all of the strategies. I can give you everything. I'm also going to give you strategies of how I write my essays. But please don't forget this part. It is very important that you are able to convince them in all essays, whatever essay they ask you to write, even if it is statement of purpose of impact, purpose of kinikon, whatever it is, make sure that at the end of all of your essays put together, you are able to answer these 3 questions in the most clear, in the most succinct way possible. Why you? Why this? And what is next? What is next means that when this opportunity happens to you, what are you going to do after it? Even if it doesn't happen to you, what are your goals in the future? For example, they will ask you questions like, what is your 10 years goal? Or what is your 10 years plan? They want to know if you have foresight, if you have vision, and if your vision is in alignment with their goals or with their organization. Do you get what I'm saying? So it is important that you're able to answer all of these things. They want to know, okay, when what's next is, in the next 10 years, I'm going to do this. In the next 5 years, I'm going to do this. In the next 3 years, I'm going to work with United Nations so that this, right? Please note that clarity, cleverness. Do not try to be clever. Try to build clarity and avoid jargons. Like, avoid jargons, cut unnecessary words, use specific examples instead of vague. You see, this part is freaking important. Use specific examples instead of vague claims. Instead of saying, I'm a passionate, I've said this a lot of times, I'm a passionate advocate for youth development and digital inclusion, and I advocate for youth in my community. No, they don't care. They want to see the things that you've done. If they ask you questions like, what is your impact story? They are not asking you, how kinikon. They want to see the works that you've done. So instead of trying to be clever, be clear. Instead of trying to use jargon, use clear words, cut out unnecessary words, right? Good writing is felt more than noting. You need to be able to intrigue them, let it flow, and let it sound very much like you. And for people that use ChatGPT, don't worry, you're not gonna make it. You are not gonna make it. I don't even have anything to say. Anyways, there are actually some organizations that are allowed ChatGPT, but you need to, it needs to make sense, basically. Like, they allow ChatGPT or they allow AI. Let me use AI, not ChatGPT alone. But it needs to make sense. They need to know that you put effort, but not all of them. They would literally give a disclaimer. You will see something like, we allow ChatGPT or we allow AI, blah blah blah. And for people that do not, they would literally tell you that we do not allow AI. Write it with your own word, because these people, as for people that want to fund you $100,000 or £1,000, you think they don't have enough resources to check if you use ChatGPT? They do. Or if you use AI, they definitely do. So they will rat you out. It might not. It's so crazy because there's something called ATS, right? Where it will not even get to them. Like, the machine or the website can even already flag your essay before it even gets to them. Even before your reviewer read it, it can be flagged and they will not even read it at all because they already see that this one is AI. Authenticity isn't buzzword, it's your advantage. I don't really want to go into this. The notes, you see, they can smell when someone is performing rather than being real. In fact, you see, they notice when essays sound like they were written by ChatGPT or copied from generic templates. They can see it. Then specificity, I don't really, this is not very important. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting. Now, I've been saying a lot of things. I've been yapping things. Don't forget the first stage. I think we already know all of the stages of applying for opportunities, from having to bookmark your opportunity to having or to be ready, to be globally ready. Don't forget, what about global readiness? What are our global readiness check boxes? CV and resume, impact report. Make sure that you have enough work or enough evidence of initiative. Essays written. Sometimes you can even try to, for example, I have like different essays. I have like my bio. Sometimes I just try to, okay, let's say I have like a conundrum of stories too. I have like document where I just write different stories that happen to me that I think this one would be good. So I just have them like that. So those are your global readiness. Now, you already have it. How do you structure your essay? Bukola has been talking about essays since, and we understand the importance of essays. But how do I write essays? Thank you very much for that question. This is where it gets interesting. So there are two frameworks for structuring your essays that I use. The first one is called Star L approach. Star L approach for storytelling and experience-based questions. There are two kinds of questions that they ask. They ask for for storytelling and experience-based questions. For example, a question like, how, like, share a story of, oh God, I can't share my screen. This is so sad. For a question like, how has your work contributed positively to impacting Africa? This was one of the questions that was asked me in one of my applications, right? How concrete is your impact? How has been your leadership? Kiniko. So now, these are usually experience-based and storytelling. So they are looking at your experience. They want to know how experienced you are. Now, one way to do that is through this approach, the star L approach. Number one, situation. Let's assume that they ask a question like, I'm coming, let me pull out one of my applications that I think will do well for this. Good Lord. Yeah. So the question was like, tell us about your influence and all of that, and your leadership and all of that. And it's an experience-based application. The first is situation. They want to know the context. What was happening? Where were you? What was the challenge, the problem? So you probably say something like, for example, I grew up in an underrepresented community in Badagry, right? Where unemployment is about 70% and over 50% of children are out of school. Watching talented friends stagnate due to lack of resources spurred me into action. That is the situation. You have told them the problem that started your impact, right? You have told them the problem. Really beautiful. Now, the second thing is task. What was your immediate task? What specifically were you trying to accomplish? Now that you know the problem, what was your immediate task? And then you say something like, an example is, so I gathered 10 young leaders and started innovation where we advocated for youth, for digital literacy and youth empowerment in my community. That is like an immediate task. That is like an immediate task. Then the fourth is action. Now, task and action are kind of interwoven. They're kind of interwoven. They might not even be separated. The action basically is now, what did you actually do? Okay, now you set up a team. What did you do? This is when you will now say something like this. You now say something like this. So I partnered with local government, NGOs, foundations to put together about 7 different projects. Now you are talking about the action that is now specifically addressing that problem. To put together projects, job readiness skills like coding, robotics, design, project management, and many more. We taught young people on these skills, and we help them to connect to Kiniko. Because of this, don't worry, I'm really excited for this. I really like teaching global opportunities, especially this part. But yeah, now results. The fourth is result. After your action, what came after the result? Because of this project, over 10,000 people were impacted by the project. I was awarded Badagry as Standing Teenager of the Year for this effort in 2020. Since then, I have launched 13 different programs through my organization. I've impacted 15 communities, reached 4,000 young people, and 5,000 people have gotten job opportunities from it. You are not just saying, and then they became liberated and they were happy, and then they became empowered. Who became empowered? So you need to, that's where using quantifications and using numbers are very important. That is where results, you need to actually quantify your results. What were the results? What were the things that came after? What were the results? And then this is where a lot of people stop. But me, I've decided to add L. For the smart L's amongst us, the newer generations of application writers, we now add L to it. A lot of people still end in R. However, they want to know what you learned from it. You see, the best kinds of people are people that are not just putting out projects or solutions, but are people that are actively learning and partakers of their own solutions. So they need to know, did you learn from this experience? So you want to tell them what you learned. I learned that because of this work that I'm doing, I learned the importance of youth development and the importance of youth leadership, that young people can no longer wait and leave the future of Africa to the elderly people. And that is the reason why I want to apply for these opportunities, or that is the reason I'm applying for these opportunities, because I believe this is where you will now put the why me, why this, right? Because I believe that this opportunity would help me to multiply the impact that I've already created. There's this thing that I used to say, but I'm not going to say it here before you people steal my my essay. Something like, Selecting me is like selecting one of the youngest or and rarest sub-African kiniko. I mean, I've forgotten it in my head, but there's something like that. That's usually how I end things like that, where I tell them that I am the best thing after Amala. Guys, invest in me now. So that is like it. That's the first structure. God, I said I was going to be done in God is helping me. I still have work today. Now, let's give example in action. Let me give you an example. So the same question like describe a time you led a project that faced unexpected challenges. So situation, as president of my university's environmental club, I proposed organizing our first ever campus sustainability fair to raise awareness about climate action. That is the situation. Then the task, I was responsible for coordinating 15 team members, securing funding, booking vendors, and you see the particular task, right? Ensuring the event would actually engage students rather than just preach to the converted. Action, 2 weeks before the event, our primary sponsor pulled out. Things that happen, taking 60% of our budget with them. By the forget that they're asking faced unexpected challenges. So they want to know, right? We brainstorm alternative funding sources and decided to pivot towards a leaner, more interactive format. I personally reached out to 20 local businesses and secured in-kind donations and smaller sponsorships. We replaced expensive printed materials with a digital engagement, blah, blah, blah. Results, because of this, or, this fear attracted over 400. Now, this is where, and then the lesson. This lesson taught me blah, 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 because of time, right? Now, the second framework, this framework is for the goal-oriented and the future-based questions. Don't forget, there are two kinds of questions, your past and your present. The first framework is your past. That is your past experiences. They want to know if you have been doing something, your leadership experiences. Then the second is goal-oriented and your future, right? Your past and your present. Or not your present, your past and your future. This is where you use SMART, the SMART approach. The SMART approach starts with number one, specific. If they ask you a question like, what is your goal in the next 10 years, right? So they're asking, what exactly do you want to do? So you need to avoid broad generalities, like saying something like, I want to combat climate change, azal, right? That is not specific. You can say something like, I want to develop renewable energy microgrids or off-grid rural communities in West Africa. That is specific. In my sense, I would not say something like, in the next 10 years, I want to make sure that I have combated youth unemployment in Nigeria. That does not make sense. That is not specific. I should say something like, in the next 10 years, I want to have seen that I have built one of the biggest startup that deals with kiniko. That is specific. Number two, again, number is important everywhere. Your past, your present, your future, whatever it is, number is important everywhere. Measurable. Is it measurable? Can you measure it? For example, you cannot say something like, okay, let's say they ask question like, what do you want to do in the next 10 years? It has to be that in the next 10 years, I'm doing this. In the next 5 years, I want to see that I have impacted another set of 10,000 people. So you need to measure it. Tangible indicators, not just ambiguous words. Then number three, is it achievable? This is where a lot of people Yoruba will say wongba. Is it achievable? You say something like, imagine asking me, Bukola, what do you want to become? And say, I know that I want to go into politics in the next 10 years. Okay, maybe it can happen in 10 years. But in the next 2 years, I am going to become the governor of Lagos State. How? Does that make sense to you? Right? So, is it achievable? Is it realistic? Don't say what God cannot do does not exist. It does not work here. Sorry, I know. I also carry faith. I'm a believer, but only God's miracle can do some things. You understand? Like David David kind of coming and Joseph, yes, but it does not work here. They need to show your path. They need to, what is the process? What is the process of your becoming? So you get what I'm saying? Is it achievable? Number four is it relevant? Is it relevant? I really like this one, yeah, because a lot of people miss it here. Don't forget that I talked about the importance of research and how you need to make sure that whatever it is you're saying is relevant to them. For example, if United Nations says that this year the kind of people we are taking to the United Nations General Assembly is going to be people that have what angle can I use? People that let's say in social um what angle can I use? Oh, okay. Let's say something like climate change, people in climate change alone. This is not true, but let's say people in climate change alone. You are now saying in your what are you going to become in 10 years? Saying something you are not hinting on climate change at all. You're in problem, right? So it has to be relevant. It has to be relevant to your time. It has to also be relevant to them. It has to be relevant to your community. Does the goal matter? Does the trajectory, is it relevant to the future? Is it relevant on a global scale? Is it also relevant to them, the people that want to fund you, that want to spend £10,000, $1 million, million naira on your head? Are they going to benefit from you? Are they going to be proud to say, yes, this person came from us? And then the last is time bound. So again, this is why I said time bound. For example, if they say something like, um, give us your 10 years trajectory, you need to show when you want it to happen or when you envision it to happen. You cannot just say, my 10 years trajectory is number one, I'm going to be this. Number three, I'm going to be this. No, you have to say something like in 2010, in 2020, in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, by 2018, by 20 Kinikon, I should have done this. I should have gotten here. Because I have gotten here, it's going to help me to do this. It's going to help me to do that. So it is important that you actually sorry, I checked the comment section. See, I understand. All of our networks, we need what do they call it? Change makers that can actually help us bring another innovation and relegate all of this our Agbaya networks that we have in Nigeria. Um so when to use, I'm already rounding up, yeah? When to use which framework? Don't forget, use star L when questions ask about your past experience, the challenges you faced, leadership examples, failures that you've learned from, or times you demonstrated specific qualities. Now, use SMART approach when questions ask you about your future plans, how you will use the opportunity, your career goals, what you hope to achieve, or why this specific program matters for your trajectory. Oh my God, it's still a lot. Okay, I'm going to write this. These are not very, very important compared to the rest. Oh, I've been wondering why everything has not been charging. Jesus. Okay. Now, sorry, I think I've omitted one. Okay, yeah. Now, another one is recommendation. They probably would also ask you for recommendations. So request for your recommendation in a very professional way. Right, they would probably tell you to tell like 2 people that have worked with you or your mentor to write recommendations. So you also need to, if you're not a good person, nobody likes you, you're in trouble. So you need to be able to have like 2 professionals or 2 people that can be able to write recommendations for you. So that is about recommendation. I really will not build on that, and that is where I wrote about build relationship, not transactional, if you are a user. Now prepare for interviews like you mean it. I'm just really going to go through this like as fast as possible. The questions they will ask you is probably, tell me about yourself, why are you interested in these opportunities, what are your key strengths and how have you demonstrated them, what challenge have you faced, how did you handle it, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 3 years, what question do you have for us? Please do not miss this one. You see that, what question do you have for us? Please make sure you have a very brilliant question. That is another way to impress them. Don't say I don't have a question. How will you not have a question? How? Do you have everything figured out? No. Go and do your research even before it. Look for possible things that they probably will not ask you and you want to ask back. Ask them question. Make it interactive. Like, there's no time. I think we already know this. Practice out loud, whatever. Common mistakes that tank applications. Let's quickly run through that. Generic applications, ignoring instructions. This part, ignoring instructions. That's why research is very important. Go and read all the things they ask you to do and not do. Ignoring instructions. Letting fear of rejection stop you from applying. Weak storytelling. Submitting at late minute, for people like, or last minute. For people like me, I need to repent too. Submitting at last minute. Do you know that sometimes the application, they will say it will close in May 31st, and they probably gotten all the people that they want by May 20. Even me, I do it. When I call for applications, the first ones are usually the ones. The rest, I will not even look at it, right? So you need to actually apply fast, because they are filling the gap as applications are coming. They are not going to wait. Do you know the number of applications that these guys they get? Some people get up to like thousands. So they don't wait. They review as it comes. And if the quota of the short list, they'll just leave it like that, because they cannot say, oh, sorry, we are now closing it because we. No, they will leave it like that, but they will not touch it. So do not apply last minute. No, this one is for following up, is for if you're applying for job. You don't have to follow up for global opportunities. Okay. Um the compound effect of strategic application. Before, oh my god, I've actually taken a lot of time. Oh no, you would not have access to the document. I've actually taken a lot of time. So what was I saying? I want to say something, and that is, there is actually an unconventional way. This is going to sound like aspire to perspire, but I need to do it. I've understood in all of my years of consulting with young people and actually dealing with young people like myself that the psychology of things is as important as the strategy, and that is the importance of agency and the importance of looking at something and saying, I can also become this. Now, there's actually a very unconventional ways in which you can actually apply or become a part of an opportunity, right? And it is crazy. And one of the things I want to start doing is actually writing. What's it called? The comments are distracting me. It's actually writing to brands, right? Like I said, I want to start writing emails, shoot my shot directly to embassies, right? And saying, I want to bypass applications. And that is the level of audacity that I need each and every one of you to have, right? And I'm not saying that you should not do it if you don't have everything figured out, yeah, but you need to actually have a particular kind of audacity where you can be able to knock on doors. The least they can actually say is no. That's one of the things I'm going to be doing this year, where as much as I'm going to be applying through the formal ways, I'm also going to be reaching out to people via email. Now, let me give you an example of the one that happened to me this year. I mean, Titi also mentioned it when she was reading my bio, my International Forum for Peace and Diplomacy. I'm now a global peace ambassador for them, and this was how I got it. No, it was not by application. You would think, oh, I mean, and I even got a sponsored trip to Abuja, and I would also be traveling abroad with them for this. And how did I get all of these opportunities? This is it. I basically shoot my shot. I was working late in the night, and then after I was done, I saw opportunity, right? It was not even an opportunity. I just saw that they have a particular emissaries assembly, right? More like an assembly, right? A diplomatic assembly in Abuja. And I thought I would love to be part of this. And that was just it. And I started envisioning myself. I envisaged myself being there. And as early as 5 a.m., I did extensive research on that organization. And I pulled out all of the all of their names and emails, or even their social media. I followed all of them, wrote a very beautiful cold email, attached my this thing to it, my impact report to them to it, and then I sent it to almost all of them. About 10 directors. I sent it to almost 10 directors, including one top person in United Nations ECOSOC. She also responded to me. We are even in talks via the email at the moment. We are looking at a possible way of exploring partnership, right? And that was just it, right? Other people would probably have waited to, okay, I mean, there's going to be one day where they will call for applications to be part of it. But I did not wait. I literally wrote to them. And but before the night, about 5 of them had already responded to me, and they were ready to give me a slot. By the way, it was strictly by it was not even invitation, it was strictly for the ambassadors. I was not an ambassador at that time. And even the director general of International Forum for Peace had already, reached out to me and said, Bukola, I love sorry, you guys are distracting me. I said, Bukola, I love your portfolio, and yes, I would like to give you an invitation. Please come. To the extent of sponsoring my trip to the event. And how did I do it? Just by going to their Instagram and saying, hello, good afternoon, this is me. I would like to come to your event, and this, and this, and this. You do not have to wait. And just by writing, I did not only get an access to an opportunity that I would not have gotten to them, I would also be following them to a particular African countries. So sometimes you just need to be audacious. And that is the reason why I'm saying that if you do not have agency, if you don't have agency, like nothing for you in this world, the world is already very competitive, incredibly competitive. Imagine you are competing with someone like me that is crazy. Like I'm literally crazy. So you also have to be like equally crazy. So that is it. Anyways, any portfolio template, I actually sell it. I sell it actually. I have like portfolio template, but that is not it. The compound effect of, yeah, all of you should chill. All of you should chill. Oh, what do I mean by agency? Okay, let me finish. I think I need to close the chat box. Sorry, I need to close my own chat.
Don't answer questions yet, please.
Yes,
Let them
yes,
chew. Let them
yes,
chew.
yes. Thank you. Now I'm almost done. This is like my last page, and that is compound effect of strategic application. These are the compound effect. Even if you get it, even though you do not get it, but this is what it gives to you by applying at all. Firstly, you get better at articulating your story. The more you write your stories, the better it gets for you. When they ask you, tell me about yourself at first, it might sound awkward, but when you have done it the 10th time, it flows naturally. Then the number two is you waste less time on poor fit opportunities. You are able to know, okay, this one is actually not for me, and this one is for me. And then the number three is you build a library of strong responses. Oh my God, this is it. I have like, imagine all of the years I've been using to apply to opportunities. Do you know the number of essays I've written? So I now have a library of strong responses. There are actually sometimes that when I see a question, I know, okay, I've actually answered this kind of question before. I go there, copy, but I don't paste it. I go and review it. You don't just copy and paste. You copy it and then you review it, you edit it, you try to do one or two, right? And then you make it align, suit that particular opportunity. Then you actually now submit it, but it gets easier. Then the rejection stops feeling personal. The reason why you are still sad about your rejection is because you probably have not applied to over 50 rejections. I mean, opportunities and gotten over 50 rejections. Like rejections just seem like the normal thing. And that is it. Like you need to be able to spread. Luck is basically your ability to spread the surface area of your no, that is not it. Spread the surface area of your luck. And spreading the surface area of your luck means that you get a lot of rejections. People call me like, oh, Kiniko, but I'm actually more of a failure than I have succeeded. And it's a good thing. Like I'm a serial failure. I say this a lot. I'm actually a serial failure. And I earn it because I've failed more than I have been successful. Right? Because that is how it works. The more you try, the more you fail. And the more you fail, some of these will come to you. But let's say you apply for 100. 90 will probably be rejections. And then 10 would come. But imagine applying to just 10. all of them can even be rejection. So you need to be able to spread the surface area of your luck, spread the surface area of your applications. Your confidence grows too. Your confidence grows. And then over time, opportunities start to compound. That is like the most beautiful part. Opportunity compounds. There is actually a point you get in opportunity that it becomes very easy for you to get other ones. Like you even get more opportunities by recommendation. One opportunity can open three more doors. Like you just get funders, people shaking your hand and saying, yes, we'd like to, don't worry, let's partner. Come to Tokyo, come to Italy, come to Belgium, come to Kinikon, and all of that. It just compounds at the end of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I am done yapping. Question and answer.
Okay, thank you so much, Bukola. That was really powerful. I won't even lie. It was so electric. Like I can't imagine if this was paid. Obviously, many will not be able to afford it because I, I can't imagine how much you could have charged for this. So just drop your questions in the chat. I just want to say a few things. First of all, Bukola, is Amala your best food? Is it your
Yes.
best food?
Yes.
It is so obvious. It is so obvious. It is so obvious. Number two, can you like pronounce your surname? Let us hear.
Oh, I like this
I'm
one.
waiting for you people to be dropping your question. That's why I'm asking all these questions, oh, right? Then number three is, yeah, I know that a lot of people want this document, right? But I'm not saying you should give it for free. I'm just saying that you should put together an ebook and sell it on Coachly. Let them buy it because this document is powerful. Everything
Oh,
is in this document is powerful. So put together an ebook and again drop it on Coachly and let them buy it on
it's
Coachly.
already on Coachly. I'm coming. Let me drop the link here.
Okay, so you know, no, no, don't drop the link yet. No, no.
Oh,
Send
okay.
it to me privately.
Okay.
Also your
Okay.
mentorship link, your one-on-one bookings, everything, or send me your Coachly profile so they can see your book, your ebook, your
Oh,
store, your
yeah, that
product,
would
and
be better.
everything, and then
Like
I'll
the way
share
you,
with them. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just
Let me
send it
also
to
show
me.
you what this comes with. Let me also show you something that it comes with. This particular book. I'm actually selling this particular book. It comes with 100 global
She's not
opportunities
sending
that
it
you
here, Uloma. She's not sending it here because it will
can.
distract us. We have a lot of questions to answer. She's not sending the link here. If she
Yeah.
sends the link here, everybody will drop off the call and go and book or start disturbing her. So chill, okay? Please. Right. Bukola, please go on.
I was saying that this also comes with, I created 100 more than 100 global opportunities for people that don't know where to start. You can actually start, and then I even put the deadlines, like opening, when it's going to be open, the deadlines and all of that. So this is like a good way to set yourself up. I did like research on it. So yeah, that is like one of the
All
reasons
right.
why I'm also selling my master classes, like the ones that I've done a more elaborate way. So I'll just send it to TT Lio. She would
Okay. Thank you. So Uloma, I'll just ignore you because it seems you're not like getting me. And I'm not shouting. I'm only kind of giving you a reaction that seems like you're not listening. You kept talking about the ebook even while she was talking, and I was telling you that you should chill. We are going to get to it. Like you just heard from her, it is not free. So calm down. When I say I'm not dropping things here, it is for the good of all. You are not the only one here. Everyone has to benefit. So we are here for a free masterclass. So don't distract us, please. All right, thank you. Um, so I'll be picking questions now. By the way, this is recorded and it will be released on our YouTube channel. So go and subscribe to Use Coachly on YouTube. Just search for Use Coachly and you see it. So I'm going to start with the question from Ezekiel Obasonya. Bukola, if you can hear me, he asks, how do you create a portfolio?
okay, let me show you one. There's no way I can explain this without showing you. Um I think it would do better with that. So this is not necessarily a portfolio. I have a portfolio actually, but this is my impact report. This is my 2025 impact but as a Lagos State Youth Ambassador. And this has actually gotten me like a lot of opportunities, genuinely. So you can see 2025 impact report, 15,000 people, and then all of the project that I did, project one, the images, so they know that you're not lying, then the metrics, right? So I actually make use of Canva. Canva is my best friend in everything that I do, right? I designed all of this, and then key activities, and then project two, and then pictures. This was an online, I do screenshots of all of these, and then as you can see, it's all about agree. So this is basically it. This is, let me share my, let me do like this so that you'll be able to see it well, right? So this is how I basically do my impact report, skill up a code, right? So that is for impact reports. I think when you see it, I don't need to explain any other thing actually. That's my impact report. Then my portfolio. Let me show you one of my portfolio. Please give me a minute. Let me stop sharing this. Hopefully we're able to answer all of these questions. I just they see the questions, just they flow, bro.
We are going to skip some questions, especially some questions that you've already answered on you've already answered while you were speaking. We are going to skip some, obviously, because it's already late. This is like 3 hours
Yeah, yeah,
later, and everyone is obviously tired, and we need to go. So I'm going
yeah.
to skip some questions. So where will it be sent? Sent where? What are you talking about? I don't
I
understand.
I, I
So
think they are talking about the
okay, the
links.
link. She's going to send it to me personally, and I'll be dropping it on the community channel on WhatsApp. So please just look out for that.
Yeah, so this is
Could Miss
also my
Bukola
my
reiterate
my
the
portfolio.
okay?
Yeah, I think I'm done with that question. So how do I create it? I create it through my Canva, and then I've shown you how I create it. I think that's all I can do because of time.
Okay, okay. Another person asked, I think it was Uloma. Um, she said, "What do you mean by agency?" So I think you should answer that. And
I
while you're answering that, I should pick up other
because of
questions.
time, Uloma, please just genuinely, I think this is a very elaborate conversation. You can really just go search for agency. Agency is like a skill, the ability to be very proactive, and not like you do not need people to always tell you things before you do it. Let's say, oh, this person has agency, so it means that this person is like smart, like incredibly smart, and initiative. That is the word I'm looking for. The person has initiative, can carry the initiative without necessarily being pushed, right? So you can just go to Google, like, agency, how can I build agency? But it's actually a very good skill that I recommend, but I can't, because of time, I can't really elaborate on it or how to build it. But it's a skill that I recommend. So yeah, you can just do research. It's not like a lot of things. You can even ask
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
so
Yeah.
and I also want to mention that Bukola does a lot of non-profit work. So just like she said in the beginning of the conversation, yours could be for profit. So it's not compulsory that you start with non-profit. It could be that you actually work where you currently work. You could also be an I agency person, right? You take initiative on your own, you identify a problem and you give solution, or you even create ideas. You create ideas to solve a problem that you have observed in the society. An example is for me now, I work as a sales and marketing manager at Coachly. On the other hand, I'm also a founder. I have a pet app actually. It's called Petify, where you can buy and sell pets. I know this because I created this solution to a problem because I also experienced the problem. So some of the solutions that you are going to be creating could also be some of the personal problems you faced. So that's that. Then how can one get access to high profile of I don't know. This is very obvious. No high profile person will put their email address out there. The best way you can do to get contact is to connect with them via professional platforms like LinkedIn. And
Okay,
again,
okay.
just like Bukola has said,
I,
have
ITT,
audacity. Hi,
ITT.
can you hear
Yes,
me? Can you hear me?
there's actually a way. There's a back end way, and that is Apollo.io. This is one of the ways that I use to actually reach brands. I just sent it to the group now. I mean, I just sent it to the chat box. So use apollo.io, onta.io, to do email scraping. There's something called email scraping where you can actually search on it. There's no time I would have shown you, but if you click on it, register on it, go and put OPay, you will see all of the emails of the owners of email, the board members, whatever person, of, and their emails and their phone number most of the time. So yeah, email scraping. Titi, to the next. Sorry.
All right. No, I mean, yeah, that's good. I usually use one link one tool like that too. So I think is a page tool. So I mean, it's cool. So somebody says, what if I don't have a story to tell? I don't think anybody in this world doesn't have a story. But Bukola, you can answer that. What if I
What's
don't
that?
have a story to tell, like
No.
not holding any leadership position in the past when I was in the university of or
This is a
anywhere? I think
very, this is
mm,
dodgy. I have told you that if you don't have a story, if you do have not done anything, go and do it. You can't access opportunity without working. Have something doing with your life, like have something doing your career, have something moving. When you have something moving, that is what you are going to tell, that is what you are going to pitch, that is when you have story. So go back and do the work first. To the next.
somebody asks, I think some questions here are kind of, you've already answered them, but I'm just going to ask, this one is important. I'm currently exploring the digital space while also keeping up with career. How do I manage my portfolio and also my presence online via LinkedIn so my audience are not confused?
If even
Confused,
me,
you
I'm
wanted to write growth focus, so I changed it for you.
even me, I'm
Go on.
confused. Like, you're currently doing what? She's currently doing
Says
what? Let me.
currently exploring the digital space and keeping up with her career. How can she manage both portfolio and her digital presence?
Digital space and keeping up with her career. These are the
I think
questions that are
probably
usually
she's
funny
trying to be a
because
creator and also holding a 9 to 5.
by doing it, I don't usually, I'm usually very lost when people ask me these questions. Am I supposed to do give you strategies on how to do? This is the importance of agency. It's just like the importance of actually having agency, where you're not waiting, you're not romanticizing hard work, and you're not waiting for people to give you go ahead or tell you what to do. You already know what to do. There's no how, it's just by doing it. You get the clarity that you need on how to balance. And by the way, there's nothing like balance in whatever you do. You are in digital space, you are creating content. When you come home, shoot your content, write your stories. When you're at work, write your story, do your work at the same time, tell the story of your work. I don't need to tell you that everything can come simultaneously. It is not hard, it is not grandiose, it's not a cup of tea. To the next.
Okay, so one more question, please. Bukola is really tired. I know that she works really hard, so she's really tired. We are all tired. So I'm just going to like put one more question to her, which is, where exactly can I get volunteer roles that would affect my 9 to 5? That's the last question.
Okay, very good question, actually. Very good question. So how to get volunteer role is actively staying online. Genuinely actively staying online. I think I listed all of where you can get opportunity, either volunteering or either whatever it is that you are doing. So go and follow all of those opportunity and go and sieve out the ones that, okay, this volunteering is just virtual volunteering, it will not affect it, then apply for them. So you have to sieve out. Just go and apply, go and look for opportunity corners, opportunity desk, opportunity for you. Go and follow all of those guys. That is where you get opportunities in general, either volunteering, either whatever opportunity, because volunteering is also an opportunity too. There are volunteering that are very cool. So yeah, that's just it.
Okay,
And yeah,
guys.
you can also reach out to people. For example, if there is a particular brand that, for example, let's say Elevate Africa, you want to volunteer with Elevate Africa, you can literally go into their DMs and pitch yourself, or go into their project managers DMs and pitch yourself and say, yes, I would like to work with you. So you can also do that, sending cold emails to brands that you think you would like to work with. Yeah, so is Titi there? Am I the one that, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think it's Titi's network that is.
Okay, let me take it up from here. By the way, all the questions you guys are asking are very superficial.
Yeah, I was about to say that please guys, in the case of next time when you have an opportunity to attend a meeting like this, please ask very practical, ask pragmatic questions. You don't expect someone to spoon feed you. You cannot ask there's some questions I'm seeing here that I'm like, literally, even before ChatGPT and Claude, you could literally Google some of these questions, right? Ask the kind of questions that someone will actually want to answer. And I feel like this is one of the challenges we have when people also go into DMs of speakers. And that's why sometimes people like
Yeah.
Bukola don't even respond to DMs again, because you'd hear people ask questions like, oh,
Can you
how
hear
do I
me?
prepare
Okay,
a portfolio
Godwin.
or stuff?
Sorry, I was trying to get the link to the WhatsApp community. So Godwin, please take over. Let me just
Yeah.
fetch that.
Yeah. So I was saying that you'd hear questions like, "Oh, how do I prepare a portfolio?" and all of that. Like those are things you can literally Google, guys, right? So please, in the case of next time, let's try and ask questions that are as practical as possible. No one is going to spoon feed you, and just like Bukola had rightly mentioned, agency is super important. You can't want to build something global and position yourself for global opportunities when you don't even know the skill of asking right questions. So please, it is very very important. I think we can let me check if there's any last
No,
question.
there is actually a very interesting question that I just
Okay.
saw from Kabar. It says, hello, from a professional with dual background in clinical practice and NGO leadership. Should I focus on fellowships specifically for health leaders or general policy? Okay, so you have a background in clinical practice and NGO leadership. Makes sense.
That's a
Should I
brilliant question.
specific for health leaders or global policy? So I think they are the same thing. So there's an intersection. This is actually a very good question. Sometimes people can. Sometimes I even still get confused on what I'm going to do with my life, especially when you're an intersection, especially for two things that do not match. Something like NGO leadership and being in clinical practice or in health. So it makes a lot of sense that you don't know where to start. But there's a particular intersection. I recommend you follow Oladotun Ajayi. I don't know if you know Oladotun Ajayi Kabar. I don't know. Are you still here? Please, if you are still here, please respond to this. Please go and follow. Yes, follow Oladotun Ajayi. He's fantastic. He's one person that is a nurse at the same time is in leadership, right? So the thing that I'm going to advise you is that you find an intersection. For example, Oladotun is someone that talks about a global opportunity too, right? And youth development. At the same time, he's a nurse. In fact, he went to an all-paid sponsored trip to Finland from the nursing of from the nursing body of Africa. At the same time, he still uphold this. So one should not stop one. You can still be in that particular you can still be in the clinical practice. At the same time, you can still be in your NGO leadership, whatever NGO it is. For example, if you're an NGO leadership, I would advise you to probably look for something like healthcare, right? Let's say against gender mutilation, something in regard to like in regard to what's it called, health. But if you're also a multi-potential like me, that I also have other like I don't really want to go into healthcare because I'm an healthcare person for my NGO. I want to go into youth leadership. That's fine. You can specifically use your platform for the two. Advocate for health, right? You are still an advocate regardless. Sometimes I advocate for feminism on my platform, but I'm not a gender person. I'm more of the youth development. I don't usually do gender wars or whatever, but I still do sometimes. So there can be a interwoven where even if you want to now apply for opportunities, you can see these two opportunities and apply for the two of them. You don't have to pick one lane. You can health, okay, I mean health, and also show your workings in health. You have your workings, you're working there. Talk about it in health, like as a health person in this, whatever. Just find an intersection. I wish we could talk more on this, but it feels like I have to be fast, so I'm trying to be but you get what I mean. So don't give up on one for one and go for it. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
trying to.
guys.
Okay.
That will be all. Bukola is really tired. I've already dropped the link to the WhatsApp community now. Look at the chat. Can you guys hear me?
I think, is there a way you can pin it?
We can't pin it here. Oh. I've already dropped the link. Let me paste it again. I just pasted it again, please, guys. Yeah, I just dropped the link to the WhatsApp community now again. So
Yeah, we are good. So thank you so much for having me.
Titi, I think your distance is cracking.
Okay, let me just wrap up. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thank you so much, Bukola, for an amazing, amazing session. This is hands down the the longest session we've had
If you
in
can't
all of
hear
our
me,
50
hello.
webinars. Titi, don't worry, I'm going to wrap
Oh
up.
wow. Yeah, yeah. Let's just.
Yeah, so I was saying, this is hands down the longest webinar we've had. We've done this for over 2 hours, and it has been phenomenal to say the least. And to think you're actually even still rushing and trying to finish up everything. So thank you so much, Bukola. It's we've really had a delightful time with you. For everyone that joined in, thank you so much. We're very sorry we couldn't handle all the questions. In the case of next time, when we have another opportunity to do something like this with Bukola, it'll probably be a paid master class that would stretch beyond just an hour, 2 hours. It'll probably be something that will span a couple of days so that she can exhaust this topic. As you can clearly tell, there was a lot more where that came from. So if you're not following Bukola on her socials, you are wrong. You should follow her already on her LinkedIn, on her Instagram as well. We're going to drop her social media handles on our two WhatsApp groups. So make sure you follow her. And once we've gotten the link for the ebook and for her and for her live session and other products and services she has, we're going to put all of that so that everyone on the WhatsApp community can see. If you're not on the WhatsApp community, I am dropping the link one last time. Please do well to um so do well to join the community. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up here. We're gonna draw the curtain here for tonight. Again, thank you very much, Bukola, for an amazing time. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. I hope this was worth your time. This is being recorded, like we talked about earlier. We're gonna upload it possibly tonight or tomorrow to our YouTube channel, and we'll drop the link again on the WhatsApp group. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great weekend ahead. Thank you for joining. See you in our next live event. Bye, guys.